All right, people, what is going on? I am VF Baller, and this is the VF Cast channel, and this is the first video on this channel. So I hope you guys like the content. If you do, hit the like button. I hope you subscribe to the content if you want to stick around more, because there's a lot more content that's going to be coming on this channel, and further than just the podcast that I'm going to be doing on Saturday nights here. All right, let's get into it because I want to talk about this PlayStation 3 thing and the store as it's going to be shut down sometime this summer. I heard there's some situation where it's going to be around July or the 1st of July, 2nd of July or something like that. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter. It was going to happen eventually. So let's get my thoughts about it, and I want to know your thoughts down in the comment section what you guys think. All right, the PlayStation 3 store is slated to be shut down. Now, I understand why, because I'm pretty sure there's not too many people still on it, and it's kind of don't make sense to have all that infrastructure still up and running after all this time. I 100% understand that. And for me, a person who loves games and loves to buy games and all this other stuff, I'm kind of weary about digital content because of stuff like this. It's kind of a double-edged sword for me. If you haven't known what happened to the Wii Virtual Console, this is like the same thing that's about to happen to the PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, or I think PSP. I think all those stores are about to go down. And the only thing that's going to be available is the PS4, PS5. Now, like I said, the way I feel about it is twofold. Now, it sucks because there's a lot of games that's going to be discontinued and probably never be able to find these games again. A lot of games that do not have physical releases are just going to be poof, gone. Maybe on the podcast sometime later on, maybe, I don't know if it's going to be the first episode or not, I can probably dwell into that to where we can look at some of these games that are just not going to be there anymore. One that comes to mind is I think the Hard Corpse game, or the it's a Contra style game that's not going to be there anymore. I have it on my PS3 and I still play it to this day. It's a pretty good game. It's a really good game. I think that's one game. Another game is, Return of the Wounded Dragon is another one. It's a lot of games that are out there that are really good that are just going to go by the wayside because there's no physical release for those games. What should you do if you want these games? In my opinion, I think you should go ahead and try to get them now for if you want to get them and want to play them. Most of the games I got on the system, I already got. I think there's a few games on the Japanese PlayStation Store I want to pick up. Some like The Adventures of Little Ralph. I think that's one, and there's a couple of other ones that I want too. Also on the Japanese store, they have a PC Engine games from the TurboGrafx that are on the PlayStation 3 that you can pick up. I'm probably going to try to get all of those as well. I'm trying to think. Tekken 5, Dark Resurrection, that's going to be gone. You got to be mindful of that. That's a game that's just going to be out of the question. You're not going to be able to get that game anymore unless if you have it on PSP or something like that, because I think you can play that game on PSP. But the PS3 version is going to be gone because that's a digital only game, and I don't think Namco has any I don't think they have any desire to bring that game back out. So it's a very good fighting game, and that's going to be gone. So that's one thing to think about as well. But like I said, I do understand it because at the end of the day, you just can't have that infrastructure to keep going and having it up and running. So I think a lot of people are already talking about piracy and all this other stuff. I'm like, I mean, a lot of people may not want to do this. And I've kept mine this entire time. Just get a PS3 and buy the games that you want. Keep them on the hard drive. That's what I've done with my Wii Virtual Console games. And also, fortunately, I was able to find a list of all the Virtual Console games that was ever released, and I downloaded them. And like I said, we don't talk about piracy or whatever, but I do have them because they're not readily available. And most of those games are already bought behind me. So it's not like I'm necessarily like taking money out of the developer's hands because most of those games I already have, or whatever the case may be. But my main thing is just for preservation. I mean, you look at a game like Contra Rebirth or Castlevania Rebirth or Gradius Rebirth. I mean, you cannot get those games anymore anywhere. So I mean, so that's one of the things I decided to do where it comes to preserve those games. Now I still have those games on my Wii, but just to have, let's say my Wii goes down or whatever the case may be, I could play them on the Dolphin, you know, and I think great games need to be preserved, and Contra Rebirth and Castlevania Rebirth are like excellent games. They're really, really good games, and I highly recommend any game that you want on the PlayStation 3 or anywhere that you want on those stores, get them now, because right now, you know, you probably have like 3 or 4 months left, and then it's gone. You know, so I think it's a really good idea to do so. Some people may not have a PS3. Well, if you don't have a PS3, my thing is you shouldn't worry about this. I'm going to be honest. If you don't have a PlayStation 3, don't worry about it. If you plan on getting one, get one, make an account. I'm pretty sure you already have an account. Get an account, buy some of these games that you want, and go. Because there's a lot of games on the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 1 Classics, the PS1 Classics. There's some phenomenal games on the PS1 Classics. Poof, they're going to be gone. And the only way you're going to be able to get them is buying physical copies. And in some cases, some of those games are really, really expensive. You know, like the Adventures of Tron Bond is like really expensive, but you can get it for $5 right now. You know what I mean? So there's some games that are on there that are like really, like I talked about Adventures of Little Ralph. That game is on the Japanese game store. That game is pretty expensive. Harmful Park is another one. That's a $500 game. You can buy it on the Japanese game store right now for like $5-6. Donpachi, some great shooters, expensive as hell right now. If you buy a physical copy, get them now. Also, Gradius 5 on the PlayStation 2. That game is starting to creep up in price. You can get it as a PlayStation 2 Classic for what, $14.99? Capcom vs. SNK 2. It's another game that kind of creeps up in price every now and then on the PlayStation 2. Buy it on the store, and you can get it right now, and you don't have to worry about it. There's some other games that I think they've been delisted already, so I wouldn't really put my value into it too much. But you kind of know what I'm saying. And I think, for me, I think the Japanese game store, the PlayStation Japanese store is where it's at for me. I think I'm going to start getting a good bit of games over there. Like I said earlier, the PC Engine, you can actually get PC Engine games on your PlayStation 3 from the Japanese game store. Some PlayStation 1 Japanese games that I refuse to buy on eBay for hundreds of dollars, I will get those and put them on my PS3. Like I said, it's just so many games that you can get. Even some PS3 games that are just digital only. I mean, I think Mickey Mouse, and I know some people don't play platformers like that, but I think Castle of Illusion was remade or something like that. Or I know Sparkster is another one. It's a handful of games that are there that's just going to be gone. And some of them, excuse me, and some of them are digital only. So I just think at the end of the day, if you're really interested in this, do it now. Don't hesitate. I mean, find your way to get some of these games and preserve them if you want to play them. That's what I did. I jumped on this early. As soon as the Wii Virtual Console went down, I got every game that before it went down. I got every game I wanted. I put it on an SD card, and it's on my Wii. It's on because the hard drive of the storage space on the Wii is not that much, so you can put the games on the SD card. Put it on the Wii. It works fine. I have no issue with none of the games I have. I'm glad I still got those games. Now, the PlayStation 3, I'm about to start doing the same thing where I'm about to start buying some of these games that I want. I got most that I want already, but I'm going to go through their catalog and find out what games that are out there. And I may be doing that on the podcast. Like I said, every Saturday, we'll be doing the podcast here on this channel. And I guess this is one thing that we could talk about. Maybe we'll go more in depth in it and we have more discussion about it. But like I said, if you want these games, do it now. I'm about to get up out of here. I got more things I got to do. Probably going to be doing some things around the house because I am a busy person and I need to get some stuff done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think in the comment section about all of this. Do you guys think that this is a bad idea? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think that it's viable for you to go pick up a PS3 and start buying some of these games? Or are you just going to find some of these games on the internet and hold on to them for preservation? Quote unquote preservation. What are you going to do? like, you know where I am. I'm already all set. I just got a few more games I need to get. I'm going to look through the catalog and I'm gonna go from there. All right, y'all. I am out of here. You guys take it easy. You guys be safe, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, y'all. Peace.